Welcome to the Light Academy. My name is Emmanuel Monde. Today I'm going to be treating what is heat. Heat is a form of energy that is in transit. That means heat is a form of energy that what can move. It flows from a point or region of higher temperature to a point or region of lower temperature. That means heat flows from a point of higher temperature to a point or region of lower temperature. This flow of energy could happen from one point to another within a body or from one body to another if the body are in thermal contact. So stay tuned as we proceed. I'm going to define what is thermal contact. Heat transfer is therefore the movement of energy from one place or material to another as a result of difference in temperature. Heat is measured in what? In joules. Heat is measured in what? In joules. So heat transfer is a movement of energy from one material to another as what? A result in what? In difference in what? In temperature. And heat is measured in what? In joules. Now, important terminologies. What are the important terminologies you need to know? One, thermal contact, which I said earlier. When two bodies are said to be in thermal contact, two bodies are said to be in thermal contact if there is exchange of heat energy between them. Now, one is thermal contact. Two bodies are said to be in thermal contact if there is what? Exchange of heat energy between them. Once there's exchange of heat energy between the two bodies, they are said to be in what? In thermal contact. Okay. In thermal contact, the two bodies must not necessarily be in physical contact, but as long as there is exchange of heat energy, thermal energy exists between them. For example, if hot water is poured into a steel cup or stainless cup and you hold the cup with a bare hand, you feel the heat from the hot cup. We conclude that there is a thermal contact between your hand and the hot cup. On the other hand, if hot water is poured into a water flask and you hold the flask, your hand will not feel the heat from the water in the flask because there is not thermal contact between the hot water and your hand. In this case, that means in the flask case, there's no thermal contact between your hand and the flask. While in the stainless cup, if you pour hot water in the stainless cup, you feel the heat if you touch the cup. Okay, now another important terms you need to know is what we call thermal equilibrium. We first of all discuss thermal contact. The thermal contact, when two bodies exchange energy, they are said to be in thermal contact. And when we give example of pouring hot water in a stainless cup, when you hold the cup, you feel what's the heat from it. Now, what is thermal equilibrium? What is thermal equilibrium? When exchange of heat energy ceases to exist or occur between two bodies in thermal contact, then the bodies are said to be in thermal equilibrium. In other words, two objects are in thermal equilibrium if they are in close contact that allow either to gain energy from the other, but nevertheless no net energy is transmitted between them. If two objects remain in contact for a long time, they typically come to equilibrium. In other words, two objects in thermal equilibrium do not exchange energy. So, thermal equilibrium, when two bodies are in contact, it will reach a stage whereby there will not exchange of energy will cease. That's the exchangement of heat energy will cease. That means they both have the same temperature. That's what I mean by equilibrium. Equilibrium on its own mean balancing. So once the heat temperature between the two bodies are balanced, they are said to be in thermal equilibrium. Now, the third terminologies you need to know is temperature. From the concept above, we see that heat energy is usually exchanged between two bodies that are in thermal contact as long as there is a temperature difference between them, as I said earlier. This happens until there is no more heat exchange between the two bodies at a point when thermal equilibrium is reached. At thermal equilibrium, there is no temperature difference between the two bodies. So at thermal equilibrium, once, let's say, if you have a bucket of cold water and you pour hot water in it, it will reach a stage whereby the water will become warm, not hot, not cold. That stage is what we call thermal equilibrium, when the water will have the same temperature. At thermal equilibrium, there is no temperature difference between the two bodies. In other words, when two bodies at different temperature are in thermal equilibrium, the one at higher temperature loses heat, while the one at lower temperature gain the heat. Heat therefore flow from body of higher temperature to a body at lower temperature. Temperature is a property that decides the direction of heat flow. So the property that decide the direction of heat flow is called temperature. When two bodies are in thermal contact, our sense of touch gives a very wrong impression of temperature, in the sense that water at say 25 degrees centigrade feel cold or hot by someone coming from a very hot or cold environment, respectively. Thermometer is the only instrument that determines the temperature of a body accurately in respect of whether it is brought from a hot or cold environment. So in measurement of heat, using our hand to touch and feel it, it's hot, it's cold, no, it's wrong. We are expected to use thermometer. Even though the thermometer is from a hot or a cold place, it will not affect the measurement. Temperature is therefore defined as the degree of hotness or coldness of a body as measured on a thermometer, not as measured by what you feel or by what you touch. No, temperature is defined as the degree of hotness or coldness of a body as measured in thermometer. So thank you for watching my video. That is the definition of heat, and that is the important terminologies you need to know about heat. Please, if you find this video interesting, please like, subscribe and share my video, and God bless you. Amen.